This week on the show, we're featuring white jade, a stump agate under the microscope cam. Mini screwdrivers on Why'd I Buy That? 39 new jokes. And caution, contents may squirt when squeezed. I tried to learn Mandarin so I could talk to an orange. Let's start the show. Okay. Let's play that back. But this time I want to make sure that you can see the sparks in the jade. See how it's lighting up? Is that little white area? It's really hard stuff. Really, really, really hard stuff. I was going to feature it last week, but I couldn't get it polished in time. And here I'm basically planning to cut this area into a kite shape by taking this area off, because this is all one solid slab. There's no real big cracks or any obvious areas in it. So I was going to make this into a shape, and then this happened to be the leftover, which is what we made into our feature this week. There's an upcoming feature we'll look at under the microscope soon. Here we go. Love this stuff. I was thinking it was just going to be a plain old little George Washington monument shape, and it turned out to be a little bit more than that. I'm pretty happy with it. Shows a little bit of the natural edge of the stone. It was slabbed out, and then we cut it, and now here we are. Just evening out the edges, flattening them down. This is an old 100 grit. Not very old, but it's old enough that it's not going to be like clonking big chunks out of the side. I would wonder about that with this, just because it's so thin. Might get some, not colloid, what is it? It's a C word. Not colloid, something or other. I'm gonna look it up. Maybe I can look up C-shaped fracture. Glass fracture, C-shape. Concentric fracture. Conchoidal. Okay, there we go. I was like colloidal? No, conchoidal fracture. Conchoidal fracture. I think I spelled that right. Yeah. Denoting a type of fracture in a solid such as flint or quartz that results in a smooth rounded surface resembling the shape of a scallop shell. And since jade is sort of a form of chalcedony, which is a form of unformed quartz, I was afeared we might get some of them conchoidal fractures out the side of it. So I went with the more worn 100 grit. That was the basic idea of that. Let's get out the microscope cam. Oh, I'm muted. Okay. Well, that didn't help. Thanks for coming to the show. A little rocky, but we're getting the hang of things. I have a few different stones that are pretty close to being done. One of them's this big ruby. I need to polish it up and we can feature that. One of them's this piece of lepidolite. Nice purple piece. I want to polish it a little bit more, so it'll be a little bit better, but I'd make a pretty good necklace, you know? So those two are going to be features coming up, but this jade, this white jade, it's really hard stuff. And I was trying to say that it's meant to just be, you know, a white stone that you dome over, and then you've got a chunk of white stone that you can make into a necklace or something. But since it's clean enough that I can get some flare out of the facets, like as I was showing under the microscope cam, not sure how much I was muted for, probably all of it. But notice this, the color of the white bar along the edge here, that's the flare that comes through with the clarity. As I turn it, it goes away, and then you can kind of just go to see to the white, but then it comes back to the triangle facets. And if I got a better polish on it, and if I tilted these more, see, these facets aren't tilted very far. They're they need to be closer to 45 degrees to get that flare. And so when I turn the stone to 45 degrees, that's when we can see that flare. Um, that's pretty much most of what I said. I talked about like making it into an arrowhead or something. That would be neat. But so anyway, lepidolite, it's got some orange peel, so I'm gonna polish it down a little bit more, and that'll probably be the front side, and that'll be the back side since it's got bigger chunks missing. Let's see. Looks like some subsurface fractures are kind of giving it some rainbow effect. It's so neat the way that there's like a depth to it. And that's the responsibility of me, the polisher, to try and bring that depth out. The cleaner I can get the polish, the smoother I can get the polish, the better that will come through. Okay, so you can see down in the corner, I'm not sure if my mouse will really come through. Down in this corner, this area that's not showing the rainbowness is the reflection of one of the LEDs. This area here is, it's a pit. It's deep. It's not polished. This area here has been polished by the sandpaper, and the little lines in it are the sandpaper lines. Now what I need to do is put some water on the sandpaper when it's, used sandpaper, and swirl it, and these lines will get smaller because the grit is loose and it won't cut as hard. It'll ride on some of the grits over some of the other grits and turn that into a swirl pattern, so it'll be all mixed up and a lot smoother, kind of buffed. So that's kind of where we're going with that chunk of lepidolite that I would like to feature. Maybe next week or the week after. Hopefully next week. Actually, that would be pretty cool. Then I could do the ruby the one after, because we did just do a ruby, so I should wait to do that one. This has some deep scratches still. I need to take this down with 1,000 grit but it's an amethyst and it has the triangles in it, and so it's pretty close to being done. It's got this one chip on the side that I need to do something about, and taking down the top will probably take care of that, and then I'll redo these edge facets. The bottom is pretty much there. It's just that I'd almost like to try and even out the gem versus the... Okay, so we got the line, right? See how the purple ones kind of line up with the line? But the gem doesn't, so I'm thinking about turning it, but I'll lose quite a bit of it, and it's pretty much there. I just need to polish it. But, I don't know, I was kind of thinking about it. Figured I'd look at it under the microscope. Maybe I'll just do it as is, quit thinking on it too much, and leave it as a unique one. We can always change it later. So I'll probably do that. And now, without further adoing, let's look at this agate that I found underneath of a stump. So as I'm digging this stump out, I collect rocks that stand out to me, right? And I wound up with about this many, probably 15 of various sizes. And I set them all aside, and I'm like, okay, I can't take them all. I don't even have time to work with them all. Really, I gotta boil it down to one. So I took this one because it was the hardest, and I can tell it's the hardest because of the shininess on this side. Now notice when I flip it all the way over to the back, it's not very shiny. It's kind of pitted and worn and dull. And when I flip it over here, it's got a lot more shininess. Very glassy. That's what I noticed when it was down in the dirt. I couldn't see those lines from that far away. But then I wound up picking it up and I was like, oh wow, look at the lines. I knew it was probably an agate because of, you know, that's what we have around here. And then I started shining my flashlight through it, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I could actually shape this for the show. So I figured we would start by looking at it under the microscope cam and coming up with a plan. I'm going to flatten down some of the sides that don't have lines on them. And I can tell already this thing is dense. It's very heavy. And just running my finger across it, you know, I can tell how easily it will wear. And the answer is not very easily. There's iron in this. It's going to wear like a chunk of metal. But it's going to be exciting. Okay, let me see. This is about how big it is and about what the color of it is. So it wasn't really the color that caught my eye. It was that shininess right there on that side. Let's put a light through it. Yeah, that is definitely very translucent. And it's got, I mean, it's got color potential too. It might become redder or orangier or yellowier in between the lines. I don't know, I'm excited. We're gonna see how that turns out in the future. Wow, 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 wow. Maybe we can future and tie a link, and then it'll be like right there, and then you know, you'll be able to see the actual whole show unfold. Speaking of unfolding, I should talk about my life. Um, actually, let's keep rolling the gem footage because that's almost done. What do we got? 6 minutes? 6 minutes to do Why'd I Buy That and 39 jokes. I bought some mini screwdrivers. There were some really nice people who wanted to fix something, and so I didn't have a T0 Torx bit, and I looked on Harbor Freight, and they had it, but they were closed. Menards was still open. So I went to Menards and I looked at what they had available for I think it was T1 or T0 bits. Maybe it was a T3. It was really small. And I look and they have like small torque spit drivers that are like solid hand drivers and it's full set. That was like $9. And then they had this uh, eyeglasses screwdriver repair kit, multi-driver kit with little bits, and that was like $4, and it actually had smaller ones in it than what I needed. So it filled a bigger, like I didn't know what the size was. I just knew that the set of solid ones had like I think it was a 3, and then the set for the jeweler's drivers went down to a T0. It was like T3, T1, and T0 or something like that. And I was like, all right, that ought to get us there. And it did. And I was glad that I bought it because I was worried that they might be cheaper and not work as well. But at the same time, because I mean, you want it to work. You went all the way to the store to get it. And then you think about future uses, but how many times have I used it in how old I am now? And how likely is it that I'll use it again? Um, so I actually wound up leaving them with the people who were working on fixing their thing together so that they had some tools. I mean, I ain't rich, but I can donate a $4 tool to some people who are cool and motivated and do things. I mean, that's part of the thing about doing things is having the right tools, which is what I did. I bought the right tools. And that's what I bought. It's the right tools. And that's why I bought them. Have you ever bought the right tools? And which ones did you buy? There's a lot to choose from. Why did you buy those ones? Do we have anything funny to talk about? Whoa, I'm way up in the weird corner. Why? Aren't I supposed to be down corner? You know what we should do is we should call it the cornier. Because it's the joke portion. I'm gonna do that. How do we add a plus thing deal? Oh, there's all kinds of things, like a spin wheel. Stream boss, sponsor banner, super chat goal. Do they have any, like, not super chat stuff, just regular chat goal? Text. Nobody, alright, I need to make a graphic image for this, but we're not going to take that much time. So I'm just going to try and type something into a text box. This is, yeah, we'll just type it. Corner. I didn't even spell it right. That makes it funnier. The cornier. Nope. The corny corner. That's way better. The corny corner. We're going to capitalize the C's. That way it's pronouned. It's professional. I'm so professional, I only use pronouns. I don't know what they are. Because I'm also a professional. It is the joke portion, alright. Uh-oh. Okay. That was just bad timing. Alright, I need something to roll while I explain my jokes into funniness. So we will start with whatever this video is. Yeah, we'll stick with that. Okay. What do we have for jokes? Anything? 39 of them. And some of them are kind of funny. At least I hope so. I mean, I'm trying to be funny because, like, I was studying Robin Williams. For those who don't know, he's a really funny guy, but he killed himself. And I want to be like him, but I'm not as funny. So I just hurt myself. I tried to learn Mandarin so I could talk to an orange. My name is Jacob. I like to shoot pool, and I'm really good at making the cue ball. Sometimes I need everything to be just so. Perfect. Every detail in place. Other days, I drink warm Mountain Dew. Oh, as a as a as a man, it's hard to find a good saw blade. And when I find a good brand of saw blade, I get excited. Like these new meth head brand saw blades. Half the teeth, but twice the runtime. Alright, and we ran out of video. What do we got here? More of this. Almost like there's two of them. Some people offered to help me shovel, but haven't actually helped. So far, I'm digging the progress. And it doesn't make sense. Speaking of things that don't make sense, I'm getting older and it's harder to remember things. But that's okay, because most of the people I know are dying off, which means now it's however I want to remember it. Winning. Stupid clickbait on the internet. The headline is so inspiring, it makes me feel like I can do anything. But then actually reading the article makes me feel like I get taken in a lot. I don't wear boots. They're so negative. I only wear Yates. Boots, Yates. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Somewhat. Oh, speaking of things that are confusing, someone told me they were riding the struggle bus. I'm like, that's what I need. Is a whole bus for all of my strugglage, with a nice big sturdy strugglage rack for all my baggage. Well, another thing that I learned, somebody told me I should invest in CDs. Said I don't invest in CDs. Uh, I I'm not willing to invest in CDs after I lost everything in 8 tracks. Couldn't even couldn't even get it right, and couldn't even point out that I messed it up without messing up, pointing out messing up. Ugh. All right, back to this. Speaking of being depressed, it's hard to lose weight because every time someone says Pilates, I can't help but think of pie and lattes. Hashtag girl dinner. Um, it's been a weird day. It's been one of those days where you have to wait for traffic on a dead end street. Yeah. I have trouble spelling because I'm inconsonant and have trouble with vowel movements. You know what's weird to me as an old people is that people don't have like wives and husbands and boyfriends and girlfriends. They have a partner. And it's just so weird to say a partner. Like, what the is a partner? You're like, howdy, partner. Let's let's ride on out and have some sarsaparilla. We'll play some poker and have us a shootout. I mean, every time somebody's like, yeah, me and my partner, I'm like, where's your cowboy hat? But maybe no, it's more like it's like oh, we take part in things together. It's contractual, and eventually we're gonna part ways. That's why you're a partner. No, I get it. That's part of taking part in things. It's kind of like coming to a comedy show. We're all taking part in this comedy thing together. That's why all of you are my partner, and I love you so much. I want to marry you all. I will see you at the chapel. That's one of my new closers. Partner. Oh, you don't even have a cowboy hat. Sunstone, more like Stunstone. Am I right? We need to feature some of that. I've got some on Adopt somewhere. And I haven't glued it. It's been like 3 weeks. It's hard to yell at my kids for having a messy room when my garage is just as bad. So I had them clean that first. Speaking of spelling, words with the letter X tend to distract me because I start thinking about finding treasure. As I start thinking about buried treasure. I'm always distracted by words that contain the letter X because I don't like words that contain the letter X because I get distracted by buried treasure. I need to boil that one down. People complain about global warming, but it's just Mother Earth having hot flashes. Give her a break. Um, I went into the library, wrote my name on all the books, and then I told the librarian, "Thank you for taking care of my book collection." I hope it made them feel a little bit better about their job. I'll just bring another, oh, if I'm ever in the desert, I'll just play dead, and then I'll have all the vultures I want. I'll just, oh, if I'm ever stuck in the desert, I'll just bring another S, and then I'll be in the desert. I love that joke. It's genius. It's genius. I need to post that on Twitter. Oh, I hate it so much. It's such a bad joke. It's so bad. If I'm ever stuck in the desert, I'll just bring another S and then I'll be stuck in the desert. Brilliant. I don't know how I can read the rest of these. Okay, I figured it out. I figured out why coaches are always angry. It's because they have to travel coach. If we just start calling them first classes, then it'll fix the whole problem. I was watching the credits for a movie, and every time I watch the credits for a movie and we get to the special thanks, I'm like, all right, I wonder who's the dealer. Probably the person with one name. I decided to jump off of a bridge probably after the joke portion of the program, but I'm not exactly committed to committing suicide. I mean, when it comes to committing, I'm not committed. So instead, I just tested it out by going bungee jumping, and then I got the satisfaction of killing myself repeatedly. I told. Speaking of which, I told a date that I have a lot of baggage. She said, "That's okay, I'm a bellhop." Um, a girl said, "Right now I have a secret admirer." And that's perfect because that's about all I have time for. I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yep, go get it." One more thing to talk about. Somebody said that the earth is flat. And I was like, that's kind of mean to say. I think the earth is perfectly formed. I hear it has a nice set of tetons. I mean, it's fine the way it is. Hashtag body positive. And considering it's still developing, it's weird that we're even talking about it. Didn't I have one more part about that? Oh, and my cousin, he said, if the earth is flat, we'll just hook it up to a soda stream. And it's really like, why would someone say the earth is flat? It's like they've never been to the Rocky Mountains. It's like they've never set something on a table with a wobbly leg. It's like they've never tried to hang a picture frame and keep it level. Okay. Yeah, that one was that was a good, that was a last minute add in because I had wobbly leg and uneven chair and it's the same thing. But hanging a picture, that's a little different. Okay, baby. That is the joke portion. I wanted to do one other thing that I can't not do just because it's extremely important to doify it. And I wanted to make sure I got this much done. All right, we got to get Steve's flyer, which I'm not sure where I put it. But I'm not going to end the show without his links. Because we were going to do this a while back, and he finally got his book done. It's printed, and he gave me a shout out. He's a really cool guy. All right, let me grab the flyer so I can get the right link and the book. Okay, I found it. I found it. We're back. We have thing. Book. Boom. We're gonna go over to... No, there's nothing there. Bing. Book. Absolutely bogus short stories by Steve P. Bennett. And he autographed it for me. And it's really cool. I gotta say. I mean, he called me to do a little bit of technical work, but I wound up getting to meet him as a guy, and he's a really cool guy. And so, I mean, I wanted to give him a shout out, but I wanted to give him a thank you. Because that's, I mean, shouting shouting isn't going to do much more than put extra strain on your speaker system. But thank yous. Thank yous are a great way to pay forward. The first 6 stories in this book were written at my parents' home. They had moved from the Midwest to Yuma, and as my mom needed help, I would make the trip to help with my dad. My time there was spent on shopping, home repairs, and yard work. In my spare time, I started writing short stories. And in 2018, Mom joined Dad, and all 6 stories were written on their patio at their picnic table. Today, that is for now, I work at home. And in the book, he tells these absolutely bogus short stories. They're fiction stories. And we gotta get... Oh, he has another book, Secrets of Area 71. And so I wanted to get... the book is available on bookbaby.com, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Ingram, Powell City of Books, Walmart, and Amazon. The ebook is also available through BookBaby, Nook, Apple Books, eBooks, OneDrive, Gardeners, and Hoopla. What's up, Mr. Sparkslot? How's it going, man? It's good to see you, homie. Yeah, I got some 50-pound dumbbells, man, and those things are intense. They are. They are rough. I'm still lifting. I need to work my shoulders more. I actually got some 25s to do the sides and stuff like that. So, working on it. Badger. No, I ain't no badger. I eat badgers, man. I don't even know of any badgers because they don't come anywhere near me. They're all afraid of me. Uh, I'm more like a horse, eagle, tiger. Yeah, that makes sense. How are you doing, man? You should be doing stand up. You just have that natural flow. I mean, you do great on stage. And the thing is, you just get a few jokes ahead of time. You front load. You front load that stuff, man. I don't remember. What movie was the Badger Milk on? I don't know. It's definitely one of them Broly college drinking party flicks. What do they call it? Coming of age comedy. Oh, it's good to see you, man. It's been a million years. And here I am at the end of the show. I think Rob Snyder was in it. All right, we're looking it up. We're looking it up. Yeah, it was. It must have been Deuce. Deuce Bigelow. Right? No, it was the animal. I forgot he had that movie. Man, I forgot that he had. Okay. Yeah. The Animal, 2001. Okay, then. Yeah, but badgers aren't very big. I mean, badgers, they don't even have a very tough name. I mean, when I think of somebody badgering you, I think of somebody annoying that you swat away with a fly swatter, you know? Maybe if it was like, pummelizer or something. And even that's not very tough because it has a couple of M's in there, and M's are how you spell mom. So maybe if it was called like crusherizer, that's got the R in there, and the R is all like so it's a different thing. So yeah, if they change their name to from Badger to Crusherizer, that would start helping. And then also they're not very big. You need a bigger. It needs to be the giant Crusherizer milk. I would drink that. That would because I want to be the giant Crusherizer. Don't want to be a badgerer. How's it going, Brooklyn? Oh man, it's great to see you guys. Hey, Colette, all right. Crusherizer, yep. The giant Crusherizer. The giant long fanged, sharp clawed, lightning fast Crusherizer. I would wear that as a hat. Yep, I would have me a Crusherizer hat. We're naming animals here, people. This is deep science. It's made from badgers, yes, but not badgers. Don't even have a very good name. Wolverines are like basically badgers, and the only reason that people are like, "Oh, Wolverines are cooler than badgers," is because they have wolf, but then there's also more in it. It's like that. It's like wolf, but you also got glycerine, the song. So you've got some like new age music and wolf all in one. Wolfery, Wolf. Okay, I'm not trying to sing because yeah, I don't remember that. I just ordered a Sparks a Lot hat. Is it made from badgers? Or I mean crusherizers. Giant long fanged crusherizers. Um oh man. You guys are too cool. I was like winding down the show that I'm 3 hours late for doing. You need some art on that wall. Oh, dude, that is the thing. I don't have anything going on. I should make a studio. I keep telling myself I should like point the camera down and have all the gemstones and stuff or like set it up so that I got them all like in the background. I don't know. And then there's all that like you can click on stuff and I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like I should be doing more of the TikTok stuff. Oh, I got a new joke this week that like I didn't take this week's jokes and roll them into this show just because I had so many already. But basically, I talk about how my car is a giant purse. It's yeah, it's about the joke. But the point is that I was at a karaoke night a couple nights ago, right? So to go from a karaoke atmosphere to stand up, oh, it's so facepalm. It's so difficult because people are like drunk, they're listening to music, they're partying, and then they take a break and like to get them to pay attention, it's such a challenge. And I'm like, I like a good challenge. So when I told the car is a giant purse joke, the girls that were having a birthday party laughed. And that made me feel like that new, because it was a brand new joke, never delivered it before. Somebody was telling me about pockets, and I'm like, oh, I love Dude, you guys know about pockets, right? I love putting things in pockets. That's why I get jealous of women with their purses. I mean, think about how many tools and nails I could put in those things. And then somebody's like, well, just have a backpack. And I'm like, well, I mean, I would have a backpack because I like having all my stuff with me, but really, that's why I drive my car everywhere. My car is basically a giant purse. And if my car is a giant purse, does that mean my motorcycle is a fanny pack? Because I've got enough trouble on the road as it is. I mean, I'm already concerned about my horn. My car horn doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. It's it's like somebody honked at me and I honk back longer so they know I'm more upset than they are. But it's not very angry. It's too nice. It's a polite car horn. Why, just the other day I honked at this truck driver and he winked at me. I need a more a way to round it out, but that's about where that joke back 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 up that pack. Do you buy a bunch on Amazon? I do. I buy yeah, I get a lot of parts on Amazon. It's easier than running in town. Yep. It really is a time saver. That is true. Um I guess I'm gonna have to buy my badger milk on there. An air horn. I need a water horn. I need a fire horn. That's what I need. I need a horn that blasts fire out of it. That will get some people's attention. Fire and missiles. A fire and missile horn. Honk. Honk. And they'll be like missiles that are on fire as they're missiling. Giant. I'll be shooting comets. A horn that shoots comets. That's what I need. All right, we figured it out. We're gonna go. You guys go and make it, and I will sit here and try to um not indulge in any more mind inspiring thoughts like a horn that shoots comets. Okay. All right, you guys are all fantastic. Thank you all for coming by. Yeah. It's your favorite rapper, DeLion. Okay, all right. I'm gonna see you guys later. Have a great week.